Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Sorry if I'm doing like a really weird thing with my lips. I just put that motherfucker stuff on and my lips are literally doing a mad one. I don't know if anyone else does this, but like before I do a YouTube video, I just mouthwash and I brush my teeth like I'm going to be speaking to someone. It's really weird. Okay, so on to what today's video is going to be about. I really wanted to just do a video that's sort of just like tips and tricks on how to stay happy and stay positive. So I feel like my last video was a bit of a ramble about myself and my acne journey. Now I just sort of want to do a video that's like you can watch when you're having a bad day and take some tips from it, or write down while you're watching it now, just some ways to kind of be happy even though you have acne. Now staying positive is literally so hard. Like when you have a spot coming up on your face every day, like it's literally so hard to stay positive. Like at the end of the day, you'll start to feel like a little bit positive and then you'll go to bed, wake up in the morning and another spot comes. So like, I so know the feeling. It's so hard to just get yourself out of a negative frame of mind. As I said, when you're waking up every day and technically like in your head, every day you're getting uglier and uglier and uglier, it's really hard to see the brighter side of life. Anyway, hopefully the tips and tricks from today will help someone out at least, because a lot of them really helped me out. A lot of them just, they seem so cringe, but you just have to be cringy. At times like this, you have to be cringy. I'm sorry, it's just, when you're sad, get cringy, because it works. Okay, so the first thing that really helped me was a book, and crazy, I know, a book. I don't read. I'm not a reader. I'm like really dyslexic. Like in class, if I was reading a line, everyone would be on like 15 pages after me. Like I literally cannot read. I'm so slow. Like when I read a word, I literally can't digest what it says. Like pretty much I'm not bright. But yeah, so that's why I always like avoided like the kind of like mental books, because I just thought, yeah, I'm not gonna understand them. But this book is put into such like amazing terms. It honestly, it helped me so much. And this is the book. So it's called The Mind Management Program for Confidence, Success and Happiness. The Chimp Paradox, you've probably heard it named as, because that's what I heard it by. I've not actually fully finished it yet, because for a dyslexic person that is probably 10 years of reading, but I'm close. But yeah, the whole like gist so far of this book is, let's get scientific. Well, not scientific, it's actually said in a really creative way, which makes me love it. But the whole gist of the book is you have your brain, and then there's different parts of your brain. So they separate it into 3 chunks of the brain. So it's the chimp, the computer and the human. So that's like the 3 little parts of your brain, and they all argue with each other. Like when you're thinking, like they all want to like be in control at some point, but the main 2 that argue the most is the human and the chimp. So the human is like your rational thoughts. The one that's like, you know, if you got yourself into a bad situation, they're the ones that's the side of the brain that's like, right, let's just think logically about what's happened and how to get out of it. Whereas the chimp acts on like emotions rather than like rational thinking. My brain is pure chimp. I'm not even sure there actually is a human in there. So the book is kind of like telling you how to control and know when it's your chimp thinking rather than your human, because you really want to be thinking like a human, obviously, you don't want to be thinking like a chimp. But because the chimp is driven by like emotion, it's really overpowering. So if you're one of them people that when you're having a bad day, you're having negative thoughts, it just like totally consumes you and you just feel so like, oh my god, that's because your chimp is like an aggressive chimp. I have a seriously aggressive chimp. Like it must be like beating the hell out of the human up there, because literally my human doesn't get to speak at all. But since reading this book, I've literally realised like when I'm speaking or saying something really negative, it's just so unnecessary. I just know that it's my chimp, and like I literally say out loud like, that is my chimp, like go away, like let the human breathe. I'm really rambling about this book, but I don't even know if I'm literally making sense when I'm explaining it, but pretty much don't let your chimp, your emotional crazy side of your brain just constantly take over, because really inside you do have a rational thinker and you do have a part of your brain that will just sit and be like, right, what is the actual problem? It's not that big, blah, blah, blah. I feel like the way I was just talking about that book, I could have actually written myself. Like, I feel sounded really obsessed. If you're in that headspace, get that book. We're locked up now, so you've got a lot of time to read, so get reading. Another tip that I've got, that I actually used to do a lot myself, because I'm the type of person where if I have one problem, I'm just like, it's the end of the world, when really it's actually not, and there's a lot of good things going on. So what I used to do, like, if I got a really big cyst coming up and I just literally wanted to just like crawl up in a ball and just never talk to anyone again, I would get a piece of paper or on my phone in my notes, and I'd literally write down all of the things that I just hated in that moment or in general life. And then I'd do a list directly next to it or underneath it of all the things that I was just happy about. And I'd always do the list you're happy about last. And then when you start writing the list, you literally realise there are so many more things to be happy about than to be sad about. If you just write it out, write the things you're grateful for, you then realise that the one word on your bad list that says acne really doesn't mean a lot when you've got family, boyfriend, like in the other list. And it can really, like, writing things down can really just like separate what your actual issues are. Like, acne really is just spots on your face. It really isn't the end of the world. Another really good way to keep yourself on a positive road is really think about what or whose opinion you actually really care about. Like, what's the thing that's really bothering you, or whose opinion is really bothering you, who you're the most scared to see, and then just like address that. So if it's like the main, like, who do I hate the most seeing, if it's your boyfriend, then that is the issue that you need to address. Mine was seeing people that hadn't seen me with acne yet and knew me for clear skin, which I said in my last video. But you know, if the issue is going to school and seeing your friends, then think about why. Like, why are they the issue? Is it because you haven't told them or you haven't opened up about it? Like, work out what that problem is, because if that's the biggest problem for you, then you need to go in at it head first. Say your biggest fear was going to school and it was your school friends, seeing them. Question why. Like, are they not good enough friends that they make you feel comfortable about it? Are they making you feel uncomfortable about it? Like, really question why. Is it because you haven't told them about it? And then just do whatever you think's best from that point. Another way to stay positive and stay happy is actually something I hate. Like, I sort of hated being told when my acne was at its worst. But when I'm like coming a bit out of it now, I can actually see that it is helpful. So if people hate me for saying this, I'm really sorry. But is that it is only temporary. It is temporary. Temporary? I don't even know if that's how you say it. Temporary. Sounds really weird in my brain. Temporary. Temporary? Temporary. I need to stop saying it to make me go mad. I'm just going to forget that just happened. The way I looked at it, because my mum would always say it, my dad would always say it, everyone around me would always say, it's temporary, you know, it's going to come as quick as it goes. And I should just think, well, every day I'm waking up and it's not getting better. Like, that is not helping me. So the way that I actually looked at that was, so if you, say, dyed your hair a random colour and it literally, like, went completely wrong, like, I was going to say it went green, but I really like green hair, but it went, I don't know, some sort of sicky colour that you just absolutely hated, you wouldn't let yourself get to like a complete deep dark depression, because you know, you can see like an end frame, you know that in a few days you'll get another box of dye and put a brown over it. You wouldn't let yourself get into that really dark place because you just know this is temporary. That is how you have to look at acne. It's, of course, way longer than running to the Superdry and getting a brown box dye to put over it, but it does have an end point. I don't know, there probably is someone out there that has had acne their entire life, but it doesn't happen. You always do have it for a period of your life. You may be the sad one that does have it for a bit longer, but there always will be an end point. And I think, like, we're used to waiting. Like, just think, I'm used to waiting. Like, our whole lives are surrounded by like having to wait for things. Like, you book a holiday, you wait for it in a year, we wait for our birthdays every year, we wait for Christmas. Like, we're always waiting for things. So it really shouldn't be something hard to do. Obviously, this is a bad thing. That's why it's worse and harder to wait for. But you just have to think, I wouldn't let myself get into deep depression if I dyed my hair the wrong colour, because it will end. Same as acne, it will end. So don't let yourself get into like a really horrible dark place over something that will end. Another really good tip I have, it's a really weird tip and people will probably be like, what the hell? But is to draw yourself or like do something creative to do with your acne. Like, my way of looking at it was like, if you can't love it, then make yourself love it. Like, I sort of realised this more so when I started posting on Instagram and people were doing like illustration drawings of me with my spots on. I just thought, wow, that's so like, it's so beautiful and it's so cute. And I just think that feeling, even if you have to turn yourself into like a wacky cartoon, like to make yourself look at it differently, do that. Like, do a cute drawing or a cute illustration or animation, like including your acne, like make it look glamorous and sparkly, or just do something creative that will make you love it. I mean, you can even do things like really nice makeup looks but leave your acne, or like cool things, like any cool makeup look. Like, do something creative that turns something that you actually hate into something really pretty or something really glamorous. I've found that really, really helps. Like, the other day, someone made like a little animation of a video I made, and I just thought, someone's made like something that I thought was so ugly into something so cute and pretty. So, you know, it can't be that ugly, and it really isn't. So yeah, that tip is draw yourself. This leads on to another tip that I had, was if you're hating this part of your body, focus on another part of your body. So the times when I really would hate my acne, I'd do a really nice eye makeup look, because I don't mind my eyes, I quite like my eyes. So I put the focus on a part of my body that I did love, and I'd almost forget about the bit that I hated. Or, you know, if you like your lips and you're having a really down day with acne and you're laying in bed and you're just hating yourself, get up and go and do like a really nice lip look, or go put some blooming lipstick on. Like, accentuate. My YouTube videos must be so hard to watch because I literally like must be saying so many things wrong. But I actually forgot what I was even talking about. Oh yeah, accentuating the bits you love. So if you're having a down day, you're hating the way your skin looks, if you love yourself tanned, go put a tan on. Love something else of your body. If you really can't love that bit of your body right now, love something else. Next tip and trick on how to keep positive and keep happy during acne is redirecting what you think about negative comments. So originally I thought negative comments were negative and horrible and I hated them and I feared them so much, but I sort of redirected them to actually a way of eliminating people. Now that sounds like really brutal, like I'm looking for ways to just like bust people out, but like what I'm meaning is it's a good way to just literally eliminate people around you that are just bad for you. So when I see a negative comment, or someone gives me a negative comment, it's a win for me, because I'm like, right, it's almost like zombie hunting, like in a weird way. Like, they've popped up, like a horrible person popped up, just like bang them down. There you go, they're out of your life. So it's just making stuff easier for you. You know, birthday parties, just chopping the list down. I'm kidding, that sounds like really negative, but on a reel, just look at it in, you're actually just highlighting the horrible people that you needed to get rid of anyway, whether it be Sally123 on Instagram who you don't even know, block her. Like, it's just helping you build and mould a better surrounding. So if someone gives you a negative comment, look at it as like, thank you so much, goodbye. It's nothing but good. It's nothing but good. Another tip that I had was quite a weird one and probably quite undoable, but allow yourself one mirror in another room where you do your makeup. I have mirrors in every room in the flat, and it was just like there was no room in the flat that I can just be like full of self-hatred. So just get rid of them. Like, it sounds harsh, I'm saying don't look at yourself, but like, don't. If that's what's making you upset, then just don't. Look at yourself when you have to go out and do your makeup, obviously, otherwise you look like a right mess when you're going out without a mirror, but don't overlook in mirrors. I overlooked in mirrors so much, like, so vain. Like, I mean, it wasn't vain, I was just like really feeling sorry for myself and like trying to make myself cry, but just don't do it. If it makes you upset, stop doing it. Next tip is all about positivity. Make sure you surround yourself with people that are positive, because my dad says, and explains like in some scientific way he does, but the world is made up of energy, and positive energy attracts positive energy. So don't surround yourself around people that, you know, are going to really like bring you down, or, you know, surround yourself around people that you really just can't stop laughing with, or like go out with a friend that makes you like wee yourself with laughter, because that's what you need right now. You don't need people being any more negative or bringing any more negativity in your life, because acne is so hard to deal with mentally. It literally can break people completely. So grab any positive person around you you literally can find and just latch onto them, be around them. Massive tip that I wish someone had told me when, well, they probably did tell me to be fair, but I'd probably just ignore them, but I wish I listened to, was don't say no to going out because of your acne. That is literally only going to make you worse. Literally, I said no to so many friends. I literally, like, truthfully, I lied, like, to reasons why I couldn't go out all of the time. Literally point blank lied to, like, best friends, because I literally could not face going out with my acne. And that is just a terrible place to be, because the alternative to saying no was sleeping in my bed and just crying that whole night, when I could have just put some slap on or forgot about it, gone and met them and laughed the night away. Like, there's literally, when someone asks you to go out or do something, there's two ways it can go. And you know, if you say no because of your acne, it will only go down the bad road. And I wish someone had really sat me down and told me that, and like pushed me out of the front door when I was asked to go places, because I could have cut out a few weeks of crying if I'd just like gone out and saw people and like didn't let my acne completely hold me back. So yeah, that's a good tip. Say yes. Just say yes. Even if you have the massivest one like on the end of your nose that you literally hate, just say yes, because you will only feel worse saying no. Another one, I don't know if you could call it a tip or a trick. It's not really a trick, but maybe advice to stay positive and stay happy. From personal experience, I really felt like even when my acne started to get bad, but wasn't that bad, I really held in my upset about it, because I thought I'm not justified yet to be fully upset about it, because it wasn't horrendous like some people are, you know, you see on Instagram or online. So it's almost like you sort of feel like you have to get past a certain level where you can justify and it's okay to like be depressed about it. But honestly, no matter what level your acne is, you have every right to be upset about it, because I remember back when I was in uni, I had a little bit of a few spots, but I felt terrible about them. But I always felt like, you know, sometimes you're sort of made to feel like you're not justified to be upset. But I do think as soon as you let yourself, you know, you let yourself be like, this is actually upsetting me, no matter how bad it is, then you can deal with the problem. Don't feel like, oh, because I've only got, you know, 3 on my cheek and 1 on my head, you know, I can't cry about it. Because I think any level of acne really is so like heavy on your mental health, like any level. Obviously mine progressed to be really quite bad, but I'll post a picture of when it started to get bad. But like at this level, I was really, really heavily depressed, but I didn't feel like I had the right to fully tell anyone how like depressed I was about it, because it just wasn't as bad. And I knew straight away my response would be, well, people worse than you, which of course there is people worse than you, and you should actually think that way. But if something is actually upsetting you, it is upsetting you, no matter what level it is. You know, when I got to this level, which is probably still not as bad as other people, but it is bad, that is the point where I cracked and fully, you know, people actually realised then that there was something heavily wrong with me. but I left it from that other one to speak about it because I thought I weren't justified to moan about it. So a tip to just, you know, to get to happiness quicker, which I wish that I felt and was told, was that it's okay to feel that upset, even if you don't have that many spots, you know, any level of spots, it's okay to feel upset about. So I feel like addressing your, you know, upsetness or depression early just makes it so much more manageable later on. Another tip that I found to be really, really good to get myself back into the right frame of mind and to stay positive and stay happy. Sorry, I just like internally burped, but was to speak to other people about their insecurities. Like, even if it's not acne, just be like, listen to someone speaking about what they hate about themselves, and you really will realise then that everybody has this part of them that they just really deeply hate. And I think, as sad as it is, like feeding off other people's hatred of themselves, it's like, it sounds really horrible, but like, it's okay to feel like a bit like it's okay, and like everybody has like something they really just hate about themselves. Like, I do just think it's human nature to just never think you're good enough. But when you're feeling like really bad about your acne, go talk to someone about their, you know, about their insecurities with, I don't know, cellulite, or their insecurities with stretch marks, or any other thing that, you know, someone's not going to like, and just hear someone else talk about it. It kind of brings you back to reality. Like, I'm not the only one. Like, even though mine's acne and theirs is stretch marks, I'm not the only one that has to feel these feelings. The only reason I found that really good is because no one around me really had acne. I don't really have many friends that have it, so I really did look around and was like, oh my God, I'm the only one. But I just spoke to them about their insecurities, and you find that you're actually saying a lot of the similar things, just when they say stretch mark, I say acne. Another tip to keeping in a positive mind that I wish someone had told me was, if you had clear skin before, don't spend your life reminiscing over the old photos of you with clear skin, because that was, I'd probably say it was actually like really high up on the list of things that would make me so unhappy and so negative and hate myself, was when I looked back like to the year before of me like enjoying my summer, like on the beach with like skin like glowing. I looked amazing, like, and that honestly would just, it'd literally kill me. Like, I'd be sobbing looking at these pictures. Like, it got so bad, I actually made a folder that was like clear skin days, and I would just go on that folder and just stare at my old self like an absolute freak, and like mega zoom in and just hate who I've become. But that is such a negative thing to do. Like, I'm not that person anymore. Like, what is the point in doing that and making myself feel bad? And I knew that I made myself feel bad, but I still done it. I still made myself cry, even though it's such a bad thing to do. So obviously, if you don't do that, then honestly, good for you. Like, good for you. Don't do that. But I know, I'm guessing if I do it, a lot of people do it. You have that sick feeling where it's like, can't believe that was me before. I can't believe that was my skin. But believe it, that was your skin before. You're gonna have to get over it. This is your skin now. Like, this is the life you're living. You can't just keep living in the past and staring at pictures, because it's not gonna help. It's just the same as if you have a really terrible breakup and you just like continuously like looking through loved up albums of you and your ex. Like, you're not going to suggest that your friend should do that after a breakup, are you? So don't do it with acne, because it will break your heart just the same. Same pain, if not more. One more tip I have is eliminating people on your social media that don't make you happy. People that, you know, I followed like clear skin, like actual like Instagrams, like I was trying to torture myself. So just get rid of them. Literally follow, there's so many acne positivity Instagrams and people out there. Follow them all. Make your Instagram just like hella spotty. Then you'll just feel so much better seeing girls being happy just like you. Because the more you see it, the more you'll end up being like that yourself. So get rid of them. Obviously, don't just cut everyone out with clear skin on your Instagram, because that'll be like really harsh and you'll probably end up cutting all your friends off your Instagram. But just cut off the people that just are not making you feel good. And also, on your explore page, I had such a bad habit of just always clicking on clear skin girls. So then my explore page was just like beautiful clear skin faces of pretty girls, and I had to stop clicking on them because Instagram thought that that's what I loved, and it was actually making me cry. But don't click on it if you don't want to see it, and then it won't come up on your explore page. Okay, so that's all of the tips and tricks on how to be happy while having acne that I'm going to do today, otherwise this will be a very long video. But as all, I literally went to say as always when I've only done one YouTube video, so it's not as always, as will soon be as always. If you like my video, like and subscribe. But yeah, thank you again for watching, and stay positive because it will get better.